You've got mail.
Hey everybody, hey TikTok, hey YouTube, hey everybody, I am here. It's your girl, Trish Stanley, chilling out in her she shed. I said that I was going to only give this 30 minutes, so let me put my timer on because I mean every bit of that. I don't like really doing lives. I don't know why I get a little bit of anxiety about it, but because I love talking. Go figure. At any rate, let me set the timer because I really just want to do this and be done in 30 minutes. I know TikTok really wanted an hour, but I'm not doing an hour. I got to work my way back up to that point. So I'm setting my clock. I'm going to do 35 minutes just to be on the safe side. And we are not running over 35 minutes, okay? All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Trish Stanley here, hanging out on my she shed. Here, hey Tara, how's it going? Happy was it anniversary? Because I know your birthday is in no, your anniversary is in July. I think you just had a birthday. Happy belated birthday. Either you or Sid had a birthday. But happy belated birthdays to you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hey everybody. Hey Curly. Love you girl. Always got my back. Always. Curly Washington. Make sure y'all go follow her on all social media. She is amazing songwriter. But I'm only, like I said, I'm only going to be on here for 30 minutes. Hey, Fanny, happy birthday! I've never gone live on Facebook. I'm sorry, on YouTube. So this is going to really be my first on YouTube. But hey, everybody, I only have 30 minutes. I'm locking myself into 30 minutes for this thing. Whoever sees this while I'm here live, more power to you. Hopefully you'll catch it after hours. But I just kind of wanted to come in and share this part of my life, my home life. I'm always on set. Not always, but I do, have my talk shows. So I do things on the set. I haven't really done a lot outside of being on set. So I wanted to come home and share my home, my she shed, which I'm going to give a tour in a couple of weeks. I'm waiting on one more shelf. To come so I can get that set up. So then I'll do a quick little tour of my little she shed space that I have here. But at any rate, I am on here talking today about hair. And if you know anything about me, I have probably when you met me, I had locks. I had locks for 18 years. I've been natural or was natural for 20 years. I went 2 years just getting it braided, trying to figure out what I'm going to do. Tried the straightening, but back then, 20 years ago, it ain't like it is now. So it was still a struggle, even to go natural. And the reason why I had to go natural was because I am allergic to the chemical, that the perm of the perm. Now I do have allergies with the color, and y'all know I love my color, so I continue to get the color because you only have to color your hair maybe twice a year with locks, if that often. And so it wasn't something that I did and had to do all the time. So I would suffer through taking the allergy pill and go get my locks colored. And so I did that, and I was locked for 18 years. And I wrote some notes because I always like to keep a steady flow of thoughts. But I started noticing that I was thinning. I want to say in 20, it probably was before then, but I would say around 2018, I started noticing some thinning on the crown of my head. And I initially thought that it was due to, because, when they're doing the lock maintenance, I thought it was due to the comb that they would use to comb your roots before they palm road. And I went to another. Hey, who's that? Leah. Thank you. I will follow back. I will when I get off of here. I will follow you back on YouTube. But at any rate, so when I noticed it, my loctician at that time, I mentioned it to her, and she was like, "Well, no, Trish, because I do this all the time on all my clients, and that hasn't been the case. she told me then, back in 2018, you might want to go to a dermatologist or go to your doctor and find out what's going on. Hey, Jay Nicole, love you. Can you believe I'm doing a live, girl? And even on TikTok. But at any rate, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Facebook, and I'm on YouTube. I just had to let Jay Nicole know that. But at any rate, so I was hard headed. I didn't listen. And so just time went on. And as time, and it started out like the side, it was tiny. I don't even know what example, kind of like a pea. I'll say like a green pea that you eat vegetable. It started out that size. And when I say it wasn't just thinned, it was naked in that pea size space. But because my hair was so long, and I had the locks, it was easy to hide. And so time went on. 2019, we started taping, and that was our first year. I'm sorry, we this might have been 2017 because in 2018 is when we started taping for back then was Style with Trish. It's now Trish Stanley TV, and so I started noticing it. Like they would get different angles from the camera, and he always sends me all of my information, or all of my tapings, so I can see it reviewed, not necessarily for the way I look, but for how I say, is this how you want to sound? Do you want to fix this? That kind of thing. And so I started noticing that I was seeing that little patch more often, and I was seeing it through the locks, and I'm like, okay. But still ignored it, y'all. Still ignored it. Would put my hair up in up styles. Don't nobody know it's there. So when we started taping in 2021, after COVID, might have been 22. Um, we started taping our second season, and I had my good friend Dr. Alicia Green come on, and she has alopecia, and it was around the time that Will Smith and Jada situation with Will Smith and Jada at the award show. And so the alopecia was a huge topic during that time. And so I brought Dr. Alicia on, so because she was someone who has gone through the journey, and you got to follow her as well. Well, these names I'm throwing out, y'all make sure y'all go find her. But Dr. Alicia Green, she's on, I think, all her social media. What is it? Bold, bald. I don't know what it's called. It's BBB, but it's bald boss beauties or something like that. But make sure you go look her up. So she came on the show. We did an interview, and one of the things that I took away from that interview was that she said, Trish, you really need to go to the dermatologist. She said, because if I had to do it over again, if I had to go back in time and do it over again, I would have gone to a dermatologist, or at least a doctor to see about the condition, and not go to my stylist. And that's one of the things that I kind of want to leave with you guys. Please, if it's something that's going on with your system, if it's going on with your scalp, first of all, skin is the biggest organ we have on our body. So if something's going on with your skin, your scalp, something is going on deeper than what a lot of times the hairstylist can do. Now, if you're taking out your edges because you're doing a sew in and all of that quick weave and all that kind of stuff, then okay, I get that. But when you're going through where you're having like severe hair loss, you really need to go to a doctor. So when she said that, that really triggered me. But she suggested on the show to go to a trichologist, and that's a natural remedy. And if you know me, I'm gonna go the natural route first. And so with my mom being who she is, most things we start out naturally, and so we already have the knowledge that it's not that natural does not work. It's just going to take longer because it's natural. That's why we take all these drugs to get quick fixes. But anyway, so I went to the trichologist, and when I went, she told me that my vitamin D was low. So she put me on, and I loved her. I loved her services. And so she put me on vitamin D because she said that was low, which is low in most African American people. She also put me on magnesium because y'all, I was going through perimenopause and didn't even know it. So she put me on magnesium, and she put me on a third supplement. I don't remember what it was, but I wasn't on any of them very long because what I liked about her is that she's a natural, I guess, dermatologist, but they're called trichologists. But she makes you go and get your blood work done. So she doesn't just go off of, now they do kind of scans on your scalp and all of that. But she doesn't just go by that. She makes you go, and there are specific things that she wants to test, that she wants to pull from you. So you have to go and do your blood work as well. So I went and did that. And I was on it for 10 months. She has you on it. I don't know, she has different phases, but she had me on it for 10 months. And what I would do, what those appointments would look like, is I would go, um, they would clean the area. They would put some solution that she created. She ain't sharing that information. She put some solution on your scalp. Well, first, I'm sorry, when you first get in the room, you have to sit under the red light. The red light is similar. If you go to an esthetician, it's the same red light. And the purpose of that red light is to do away with inflammation. And so that's the first thing you do. You sit under the red light, then they come in, they clean your scalp, they put the solution on, and then they take this little small thing that looks like a, almost like a stamp, but on the other, I don't know if y'all have ever seen the little comb thing that combs fur or fur products. I don't know if I'm going into the sewing thing, but it looked kind of like that, except it was flat. And they would put that, it was, I guess they want to call it needles, but it didn't feel like needles. It didn't feel like what I've been going through these last 2 months, put it that way. It was like little pricks, I should say, but you didn't feel it. I didn't feel it, put it that way. And then they would do that, and then she would put more solution on, and then you would sit back under the red light. When you finish that, she gives you shampoo, conditioner. She gives you this spray. I wanted to show you guys. It's called DHT block, and you spray your scalp twice with this. And what I learned about DHT is what we're lacking when you're going through, when you're, if you're a woman and you're going through menopause or perimenopause, and your hair is, we're deficient, or the DHT is what's happening on our scalp, which is causing the hair to thin. It's a hormonal thing. So she gave us this spray, this DHT block spray, and we spray twice a day. I still use this. We spray twice a day with this. What else did she give me? What I say, shampoo, conditioner, that spray, and I'm gonna say that was it. I feel like I'm missing something, but at any rate, and so I did that for 10 months, and I had some progress. But your girl, y'all know your girl. I got tired of wearing the braids, because I was able to wear braids. You can, and even if you're locked, you can still have that treatment and maintain braids or locks, or if you just want to be natural, wear a wig or whatever. But there are certain styles. And that was the other thing I liked about them, is because if you come in and your braids are too tight, or a style is too tight, they're going to let you know you need to take this out right now. And so I went through those 10 months with braids, and I just got tired of braids, y'all. And so I was like, let me go. We was getting ready. I was taping during this time. I said my birthday was coming up. Let me go and get me a sew in. Lo and behold, my hair was still too fragile. It was coming back in, but it was fragile. And so I did more damage than good by doing that. So now I'm right back at, this time I chose to go to a dermatologist, because the hairstyle, I have many people, I have both my sister-in-laws are hairstylists, and then I have great friends who are hairstylists. And my girlfriend told me, she said, Trish, just go to a dermatologist. She referred me to the specific dermatologist here in Atlanta, because she had another client who was going to him. So that's who I'm going to now. But I kind of want to rewind back a little bit. Part of my issue was combined. It was both perimenopause, and it was also during this time coming right out of COVID, 2020, 2021. I was here at the house, and I got dizzy. I got up out of the recliner and was getting ready to take a step, and I got dizzy. And so my husband came in, and he was like, what's going on? He took my blood pressure, and y'all, it was off the chain. And so I had to go to the emergency room. They put me on blood pressure medicine, and I hated it. I hate taking pills. I hate it. You know me, I hate taking pills. So I wasn't taking them. I went to my primary care, and she said, well, Trish, we got to get, because I had gained a lot of weight. If y'all go back during that time, I was taping, I was huge. And so she said, we got to lose this weight. If you lose this weight, then we can work. She said, I can work with you to get you off this medication, but I need you to do what you need to do to get off the medication. And so I say, yeah, okay. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go out here and lose this weight, and I ain't taking this medicine. And so I joined a gym where it's what do you call it? Boot camp. And she takes our it's run by a nurse. She takes our blood pressure. She checks all of that stuff. And so one day after class, I was going to get a IV because she also does IVs like if to fight colds and just replace nutrients that you're losing in your body. So before she hooks you up to that, she takes your blood pressure. And she was like, Trish, your blood pressure is off the chain. She's like, I'm surprised you ain't on blood pressure. And I said, I am. And she said, listen, take your medicine. I don't want, I'm a nurse, but I don't have to revive you on this floor. Take your medicine and I will work with you to get you off the medicine. And so, hence 2022 comes around. Remember, I was there earlier. 22 comes around, and slowly but surely, my locks are thinning and thinning. And if y'all know me, y'all know I've always had a health. Even my sisters, since I came out the womb, I've had a head full of thick, coarse, all the way proud 4C hair. And my hair started thinning. My locks was getting my locks was so thin, I didn't even recognize them. So at that time, I said, okay, well, let me go and do a sew in. Here I go again. These sew ins. So let me do a sew in. I was on the medication. I was taking the medication regularly, faithfully, still working out, doing all the other stuff I was doing. When I got ready to take that sew in out, my locks came out with that hair. I was devastated because, like I said, I've never really had any issues with my hair. And so now I'm freaking out. I'm calling my beautician and I'm telling her I need to make an appointment. I don't want nobody in there with me. So I asked her for after hours because I didn't want anybody to even just witness to see the condition that my hair was in. I was so sick, y'all. And so she ended up combing out the locks back here because all of this front was gone. My problem area is right here. All of this was gone. All I had was back, and then this was back down here because my locks. So my hair was long, and she cut some of the locks and then combed out as much as she could. And I'm like, why are you saving hair? And now I understand. But at any rate, so we went through that phase, and then that's when I was like, okay, well, I got to do braids. I got to do something until I figure out what I'm gonna do with my hair. So that's how I ended up actually losing my hair and going to the trichologist. That was before I went to the trichologist. I left that part out. That's now you see why I have my roadmap to speak. But yeah, so when I went to the dermatologist that I'm at, what's my time? I got 17 minutes, y'all. When I went to the doctor that I'm going to now, he diagnosed me with a condition called CCCA, and I'm sure this is almost like fibroids, y'all. It's something that they say that Black women go through. And so they're just kind of giving us the same treatments. That annoys me, but we're gonna see how it go. Okay, so it's called CCCA, and that stands for Centrifungal. I ain't even gonna try to say it. It's a form of alopecia, but it's a scarring alopecia. And he also explained to me that alopecia is Latin for hair loss. So you can have, it didn't matter. You can say, well, I have this kind of alopecia or that kind of alopecia. Alopecia, period. The word itself means hair loss. Okay. So he put me on 2 medications, and one is, I'm horrible at pronouncing, but one is an ointment, Clobazole. I'm on 5% ointment of that, and I have to just put it in the infected areas. And then I'm on a pill that's called Minoxidil, and that's 2.5 milligrams. That pill is so strong and so potent that he makes us cut it in half to start out, because he says you will begin to grow hair everywhere. So everywhere. chin, the whole nine. And I'm real funny about that kind of stuff. So I'm monitoring it. Um, and also going to esthetician. So anyway, so those are the medications that I have to take. But he also, for the first 3 months, I started going to him in December. So for the first 3 months in December, and then I just went, what's today, Monday? I just went Thursday. And I have one more to go in February. And when I go, he checks the condition of my scalp, and he gives me 10 shots in my head. Y'all hear me? 10 shots. And my scalp is still sore. So a couple of days after, I try to shampoo my hair before I go, so I don't have to like really mess with my scalp afterwards. It's really sore, but I am seeing progress. I will say that. This is only my second session with the shots. He says that the shot is pretty much, what do you call it? The stuff that make you gain weight. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. It has steroid. It has steroid in it, but the purpose of it is to rid your scalp of any inflammation. So I have 3 sessions of those. My last one is in February. I wait 3 months and I come back for a follow up. But in the interim, I'm doing the ointment, and I'm taking the pills as well. So that's the regimen I'm on. It has been a huge journey because I've never been, I want to say it's been so long since I've had chemical in my hair as far as perms. I'm definitely not going back to that. I'm going to try to stay natural, but just trying to determine and decide what I want to do with my hair next once I'm able to bring it back. Now, one thing he did say, like I said, my hair is 4C proudly. He did mention, it's funny because whenever I go, he's like, now your hair gonna come in, but it ain't gonna be as thick as what you got. It's gonna be thinner, but at least it will give you coverage. And so that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking, maybe when I get finished, I'll do a short little pixie cut. I love the little which stems from the pixie, but I love the finger wave short look. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I just wanted to kind of share my journey with you. I will say this. I was on Instagram. I was one of those Instagram girls that was buying the oil, and I will let me do a shout. Oh, this is the ointment that he has me using. I don't know if you can see that or not. This is the ointment. All right, and I want to say I was reading and watching all the stuff that was on Instagram about all of these oils, magic oils, and all that kind of stuff to bring your hair back. Really, 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 truly go to the doctor. Because one of the things that I found when I went to the trichologist is that for my condition, the oil made it worse. So remember, I started out with a pea size section. Now the section is like the size of a little bit bigger than the size of the point of my thumb. And so she said, anytime you put oil on, everybody's situation is different. So it's good to go to the doctor. So she was like, every time you put that oil on it, it was making it worse. It was spreading. She said, just imagine your hair follicles are inflamed and you're putting oil into an inflamed hair follicle. And it's not doing anything but making your situation worse. And so please go to the doctor's, lady. I know, ladies, I know it's a headache. I know it's trying, but let the doctor tell you, and then you do what they tell you to do. And if you feel like at some point you want to get and do your own thing, that's fine. But let the doctor tell you the best route. My scalp has to stay as clean and dry as possible. I cannot put oil directly right now, oil directly on my
You've
scalp.
got mail.
Also, I just have to give a shout out. I don't Judy. Y'all know her, Big Booty Judy. Y'all know Brat's wife. This kaleidoscope, I don't, I extra strength. It works. Now I don't put it in this area, but remember when I pulled out my edges with that darn frontal? It wasn't the sew in that took my hair out. It's the frontal. Let me correct that. It was the frontal that took my hair out. But I'm using this. He told me I can use an ointment on this up here, but this is not alopecia going on. This is Trish going on right here. And so I've been using this kaleidoscope by Big Booty Judy. Y'all don't laugh because I don't know her last name, and that's not a. I'm really not trying to be disrespectful, but that's the only way I know to explain to you who she is. But Kaleidoscope Extra Strength, every beauty supply store, at least here in Atlanta, has it in the store on the shop. I suggest if you're having issues with your edges and it's something that you know you've done yourself, this is a great product, y'all. Great. I just had to throw that out there. So, but yeah, I'm 10 minutes left, and I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. I don't like doing these things. Maybe it's just once I get home. To me, my home is my sanctuary. And so I don't like to bring a lot of stuff in. Um, but I really wanted people to start to get to know me outside of Trish on Trish Stanley TV and on set and always made up, hair done, the whole nine. There's a whole world out here outside of that time I'm on set, and this is how you're gonna see me most time. But yeah, I just wanted to stop in and thank you guys for coming in and hanging out with me. This is on a some level of therapy for me because I really, 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 really was um, crushed by losing my hair. That's why you can't ever praise something too much because you'll never know when it's taken away from you. But we're on the road back to recovering. I just want to kind of be transparent about that. If you're having issues or you're struggling with your hair, whether it be because you're aging, whether it's perimenopause, whether it's medications, um, just make sure that you stay locked into who you are. My mind goes back to India Ari and the song where she says, I am not my hair. And I'm not my hair. I loved my locks for the years, and I'm blessed to be able to have them as long as I've had them, but I am not my hair. I am more than that, and so are you. Um, so make sure you love yourself and love on yourself a lot more. Give yourself a break and have some mercy for yourself. All right, guys. Thank you, and I love you for coming and hanging out with me. I'm going to come back. I think the next time we come back and chat, I think I want to kind of spend some time on perimenopause and menopause. Let's talk about it because this thing is crazy. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. No wonder our mamas didn't tell us about it. You almost got to experience it in order to believe it. But yeah, thank you guys, and I love you. I never sign off anywhere, whether it's on broadcast, nothing, unless I sign off with my tag. And my tag is love isn't love unless you give it away. Give some love away. But make sure you give some love to yourself as well. All right. Love you guys. Happy New Year's. Oh, if you feel so led, make sure you go over to YouTube and subscribe to Trish Stanley TV. We would love to have you. We're talking about this subject and many more. All right. Talk to y'all later. Be blessed. Now I got to figure out how to. Okay, I see the finish on here. I don't know if I see the finish on YouTube or Twitter. I think I had problems with this Twitter before. Let me see. There we go. Bye, y'all. Love you. Love y'all on YouTube.